Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're already subscribed, hello and welcome back. For today's video, I am finally going to be just bringing everything to do with my breast reduction to a close. I would love to lie and say I waited a year on purpose to just do like a 1 year breast reduction video, but I honestly just couldn't be asked. A lot has happened since I had my surgery. I flew back on like the 3rd of March or something, and then a little bit after that we were then in lockdown, and there's just been corona and COVID-19-ness, and I couldn't be bothered to film. But I'm back now, and I just wanted to basically wrap everything up, go through the healing process. I've got it written down on my phone because I forget everything. I'm going to be going through the healing process. I have some photos of like different stages, so different points of my healing. So when I first came out, a couple months later, and then I've got like some now, so you can see kind of what it started off looking like, and then what it ended up looking like at the end. There's going to be a little bit of a question and answer at the end. I just asked some friends to ask me some questions that they would want to know, and yeah, I've just got 10 questions that I've picked, and I'm going to answer them. If there is any questions by the end of this video that are unanswered and you need the answers to them, as I stated in my last video, just DM me. I've had so many DMs, it's ridiculous. I did not expect it at all. I don't care, I'll send you pictures of my tear, it's fine. It's fine. Like before, I would have never done it. Now, it's fine. So anyway, let me stop waffling and we'll get into the video. So going into the healing process, I'm going to be completely honest and say I do not remember exactly what I did when healing myself. All I know is I followed the plan that they gave me. I just followed it. Just literally follow exactly what they tell you to do, except for one thing. They tell you not to like wipe the scars or like clean the scars or whatever, and just put the cream on and keep putting the bandages over. You don't want to just do that. My mum used to be a nurse, so she would like get saline solution on the gauze, and she would just fold it in half and then just wipe slowly and lightly under my boobs to remove all like the gunk that was there. It was like this yellowy greeny gunk that was just coming out of these little 2 holes at the bottom of my breast, and this was happening when I got back to London. So I was quite worried just at the fact that right at the bottom of my boobs, I'll see if I have a picture. If I do, I'll insert it, but right at the bottom of my boobs where you want it to be joined up, it wasn't joined up. There was like a slight little gap, and that would just ooze. And I had it, I think it was my right one that was worse, but I had it on both of them. And all I did was use this antibacterial cream that they gave, and I would just lather that on and then cover it with a bandage. So just make sure you clean, put on the cream, whichever cream you're on, put that on the scar, and then cover it with your gauze or your bandage or whatever you call it, the big ass plasters. Dressings, the big ass dressing. You will need to cut them and get creative. At first you're going to want to have a lot of the big ass dressings, and what they did for me, they would like cut it in half so there was like a hole for my nipple to go through, and then just stick it on just so my nipples could breathe. They would literally leave like a little gap for my nipple and then put them on. I continued doing that at home as well whilst I was healing, so that's just an idea. I do actually have some of the packages of the medication they gave me, so I'm gonna go get that because I completely forgot. I should have been organised and got that before, but I'm gonna go get it now, and then I can like at least show you a little bit. I don't know if I have all of them, but a little bit of what they gave me, so I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, we have them. So I have them in like this little plastic sleeve, and I haven't looked at this in a year, so this is kind of weird for me as well. So this is the cream I'm talking about that they gave me, Fusidin. This was like the antibacterial cream. I don't know why I'm looking at it like I'm going to understand anything. It's all in Turkish, you're not going to know what it says. But this is the antibacterial cream that I would put on all my scars. This is what they told me to do to make sure they heal and I don't get an infection and blah blah blah. This was my antibiotic. It says it on it in English, so that's great. It said 2 times a day after a meal, 1 tablet after breakfast, 1 tablet after dinner. I don't know how long I did that for. This is how many I had. So you just have to take all of these as well. This is paracetamol, because it says there paracetamol. But this was my painkillers that they would give me. So I think, is it strong paracetamol? They're slightly different to what our paracetamols look like here, I guess. So they'll give you that as a painkiller. I was really hoping I was going to get something like really strong, like Percocets or something, because I always hear Americans talk about Percocet and like sending them, and I really wanted that, but I didn't get that option. I was also given iodine. So it's not in here, box is broken, but it's like a small little bottle, and it has brown, if you don't know what iodine is, Google it, but it's like brown liquid, and they use it normally before surgeries, like to make sure the area is sterile. So you get to a certain point in the healing journey when they'll say to put this on your scars, so all over your nipple, over all the scars. I used to just let it dry and fan myself, or I'd use a hairdryer on cold and just let it dry. Then I would just put on my dressings, or if it got to the point where the scars had healed and I was just still being extra and putting the iodine on, I just put my surgical bra on afterwards. This was the scar cream. Not gonna lie, I used this for probably 2 weeks and then stopped, because I was just like, do you know what, I was about to get my tit out then. Why was I just about to whack my... This is how used I am to like taking my boob out now, just to show anyone. It's like, oh yeah, look at this scar, and then I will just... So I'm just used to, you know, whacking my tit out now. A stomach protector. Oh yeah, so you have to take this before you take all the tablets that they're giving you. Pantoprazole, that's what it's called. So you take this and it basically just stops the medication from harming you inside. I've still got quite a few of these, which is good because they are good tablets to have. I just don't know if they're off or not. And they gave me a Clinic Hub mirror that I've not used. I'll put this in my makeup bag actually. And what's this? This looks like it was my it's my blood thinners, right? So they put little plastic labels, paper labels on it, and write in English, so you understand what your tablets are on some of them, not all of them clearly, because I couldn't read the other one. But yeah, I had to have blood thinners because my mum gets clots, and they ask you sometimes for like family history, and mum was like, I get clots, so that's my child, she's probably going to get them too, to give her blood thinners because I don't want her dying on the plane. That's pretty much everything when it comes to medication. That's absolutely everything I was given. They gave me a few dressings to take home, but it wasn't enough at all, so you're going to have to buy your own. I think I have a list as well somewhere. If I do, what I'll do, I'll just put a list on the screen of things you might want to take for yourself. So things you might want to order off of Amazon, because I pretty much got everything off of Amazon. And then that might help you guys. So I'll put a list somewhere of everything you should get. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, can I see your scars? And the answer is always yes. You'll never get a full picture of my tit, but I will send scars. And what I'm going to do for you guys now is post it on the screen. So here are a few pictures of my scars. This is just showing you really what a few months can do. I feel like I started to heal really quickly. I was shocked and not shocked at the same time, because I do know I heal quickly. That's why I keloid quite easily, because it's like I heal really quickly and then my skin continues to think it needs to heal, and then it just, you know, all the skin keloid. Right, so I feel like I did the question and answer so I wouldn't waffle. So we're going to get into that, because I feel like I'm just answering questions already that may be in the question and answer. So let's get into it. Question 1 is, am I happy with my results? Yes, of course I am. I am happy with my results. There are some things that I would change if I could, of course. It's not going to be perfect. It is not perfect. It's not perfect work. But overall, I got what I wanted. Smaller boobs and the scars. Do they bother me? Not really. If I was offered the opportunity to get them, is it I want to get my scars excised? It's not exercised. Can't think of it, but when I find it, I'll put it on the screen. I was offered to get that done, then I would do it. 100%, I've said it, because they're big and I'm black, so my scars are darker than my skin tone, and so you can see they're just there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, of course I would get my scars revised. Scar revision. So yeah, I would get that done if I was given the opportunity. Next question is, what size am I now? Well, I am a size 38 to 40. I don't know, because I have lost some weight, so I was at 40. I'm probably 38, maybe 36, who knows. But I'm a B cup. My boobs have gone from a F. No, I have been an F. I was an E at the time. So my boobs have gone from a 38E, 38-40E, down to a B. Because I told him to get me as small as he could. And that's what he did. And I'm so grateful. I'll always be grateful. Next question is, if there's one thing you would change, what would it be? Like I said, if there was one thing I would change, I would want him to do the surgery and not have to cut as deep into my side, because he said I had really like wide boobs, like they were just big and wide, so he had to cut to my side a bit, which then has created like this little extra roll. So now in like vest tops, it sits over my vest top, which is really annoying, but it's nothing liposuction can't fix. So how long did it take for you to sleep normally? I would say about 2 to 3 months, because I usually slept, because at the time I was living at home. Oh yeah, don't live at home anymore with my parents. I live with Louis and my best friend, and I used to sleep around here a lot, and then obviously after surgery I couldn't, because I had to just sleep on my back, and when I was here I'd be sleeping on like a blow-up bed. So it was probably about 2 to 3 months before I could come back here, which would mean that's when I could sleep properly, and mum was able to let me out of her sight, because she was not letting me go anywhere for so long. She wouldn't even let me drive. Next question is, do you still have feeling in your nipples? Yes, they are hypersensitive. Before I felt nothing, and the surgeon actually said because they are so big, people with big boobs tend to have quite numb nipples, and I didn't used to feel anything. Literally rub them, nothing. It did nothing for me. It did absolutely nothing. But now my t-shirts do enough. Just rubbing on my t-shirt and they're just up. So yeah, I have feeling. If anything, it brought my feeling back. It brought my sensitivity back, and now it's kind of too much. The next question I have is, would you get any more surgeries and what? Yes, I would. Everyone knows, I've said it, that I want a BBL because I don't have a bum. I used to when I was younger, but then I got fat. So then my back got fat, which then came out, which then made my bum, which was already out, it just stayed the same. So now the back's out, and now it's just one flat surface. So I would like a BBL once I've lost all the weight that I want to lose. So once I get down to, I don't know, maybe 12 or 10 stone. 12 or 10 stone, I'd get it. But it's happening, I promise you, it is happening. Would you book with Clinic Hub again? No. That is the easiest answer ever, and you might be shocked and think, wait, but you just said you're so happy with your results, why wouldn't you go back? The reason I wouldn't go back is because after my surgery, a lot of stuff started coming out about the surgery, and it just made me feel really uncomfortable, and it made me really emotional as well, because I just felt so lucky to have come out and not have lost my nipple or have a gaping hole in my body or have an infection that's like causing me problems or have any lumps and bumps anywhere. Like, I thought I was gonna burp them. I was just so grateful to not have had to go through any of that. So I don't want to have to feel like that. If somewhere can make me feel like I'm lucky to have come out okay, why would I go back? I know some of you are probably thinking, bitch, they gave you the wrong paperwork and you still let them cut into you. My mindset then, I just wanted my boobs gone. Like, if you could understand the hate I had towards myself and my body, and so much of it directed towards my boobs, like, you would understand why I went into the surgery after they'd already given me the wrong paperwork more than once. So no, yeah, simple no, I wouldn't book with Clinic Hub again. Is there anything you're unsatisfied with? I think I've already touched on that, so I don't think I'm gonna answer it again. Question 9 is, what's one thing you would say is a good must-have when getting surgery abroad? The one thing that is very important when getting surgery abroad is having someone with you who is older, and preferably if they have some sort of medical background. I was lucky because my mum used to be a nurse and she was able to pick up on so many things whilst I was recovering. Even that first day alone, like, if my mum wasn't there, like, I don't know, I might not be here. I'm not going to go too much into that. It was literally just I think it was my blood pressure or something. We got really, really low, and they were all like, oh, it's fine, it's normal, it's normal. I was like, no, can you get fluids in her now, and blah, 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 blah. And she said literally, it looked like I was bottoming out, and my blood pressure was like terrible, like scarily terrible. And she didn't like how they were just trying to palm it off and say, yeah, she's fine, when I clearly wasn't. So yeah, definitely take someone with you that is older, that has a little bit of background in the medical field, if you can. It's not a necessity, but as long as you have someone with you, that is great, especially if you're a girl and you're going out for surgery. There's been so many stories about girls getting raped whilst going abroad for surgeries. So definitely just take someone, either male with you or someone that's older with you, and that will stay with you the entire time, because they do allow someone to stay in the hospital with you. So there's no excuses, take someone with you. And the last question is, would I do anything differently? No, I wouldn't do anything differently, because it made me so happy, and I'll never forget the feeling of just looking in the mirror the first time after surgery, and I've never felt that happy. Like, it was just a relief. It was just tears of relief, honestly, and happiness and so much joy. So I wouldn't do anything differently, although the place I went to is kind of questionable now. After all the things that have come out, I don't regret it. I don't, but that's life. I don't want to live with regrets. There's so many things that we do in life as humans, like, but they make us who we are today. So no, simple, I don't regret anything. That is everything for today's video. I think I've pretty much touched on everything. As I said before, if you do have any more questions, please just DM me on Instagram. I do reply. If it's a bit late, I'm sorry, but I do reply. You can ask anyone. I'm just happy that this whole breast thing is done, because I honestly could not post another video that wasn't boob related, and I had ideas in my head and I just didn't bother filming, because I was like, I'm not putting it up until I finish talking about my tits. And now we've finished talking about the tits. I'm gonna wrap up the video here and say see you in my next one. Bye.